Hello, everybody. Greg Giglio, principal of Homestead High School, and I'm here with our weekly video message for Friday, November 18th. And so we are getting really close to Thanksgiving here. So again, continuing our theme of gratitude. So appreciate everybody still sending in their lists and whatnot. So let's talk about some of the mentions for who are you grateful for at Homestead. There's a shout out to John Shelby, our AP computer science teacher. He says he keeps class fun and interesting, and it doesn't feel like an AP course, so that's great. And they do a lot of great work in there. Shout out to Miss Susan Rocha, who is one of our newer assistant principals, not our newest, but one of our newer ones. She has taken over the activities and athletics area for Mr. Dong, but has been very helpful to my student. Very thankful for her. Another shout out to another administrator, Dean Anthony Wynn, always very helpful, goes beyond the necessary for students. This person had a nice long list of people, so I'm grateful for the many teachers who have educated and inspired my kids over the years, including John Byrne and Ben Sharf, that's in our music department, Megan Roop, Steve Lavelle, James Aguirre, those are English teachers, Andrea Westgate, who is a math teacher, Kathleen Shreve, science teacher, Mark Gonzalez, who is a social studies teacher, Madeline Stanwood, Muriel Von Stein, and Kelly Ronsheimer, who are French teachers. So thank you for that list. Also, this person said, thankful for the ladies who helped us with our questions in the Cash for College workshop. Thanks so much, and we appreciate your hard work. That's probably some of our counselors, or maybe even Shay Bellamy, our college and career counselor. So glad you got some help there. Or maybe it was somebody else who had some information, but they're thankful for those ladies. Appreciate how much Miss Yuhara, who is one of our math teachers, did to help our son. I love her enthusiasm, and she is a very enthusiastic teacher, so she's a lot of fun to be around. And then finally, thanks for the weekly messages. They're very helpful. Well, you are welcome. We're glad to do them. And here is what are you grateful for at Homestead? These are maybe some programs or events or activities that people say they're grateful for that deserve a shout out. So first one was for the robotics team for being a safe, supportive, and welcoming space for all students. The next three here are all about the music program. So the marching band and other bands, the band program, my son joined the percussion ensemble for beginners. I'm thankful for a program that students can join without experience. Again, marching band and color guard heading off to state championships today. And so hopefully over the next several days, they are successful. Had a great home show last night. Hope you had a chance to check that out. It was a lot of fun. Then this next section is what would you be grateful for at Homestead? These are sort of suggestions, ideas, questions, concerns kind of things. But how about adding an AP language course at Homestead for juniors? It's the most taken AP nationwide, and I believe Lynbrook and Fremont currently offer it. This question has come up over the years, but honestly, we have not really seen enough interest to justify adding the course. We get very small signups for our English Lit or AP Lit course, which is our senior year AP course. And so it's something that people have asked about, but has not really generated a lot of interest on our site. But there's some other reasons, not just that. It's other sites do have it, yes, but not every course teaches the same sections of things. So there is a little bit of flexibility in terms of what you can teach. And I think part of our issue is that we have a lot of options junior year. Maybe some of the other schools don't. We have a regular college prep American Lit classes. We have American Lit honors. We have the American Studies or AmStuds program. So that gives a bunch of opportunities. So that I think most people really want to end up taking the AmStuds program or AmLit honors. So that takes a lot of people away from who may have done language. I actually taught AP language when I was an English teacher back in the dark days. But one of the issues that always comes up in terms of AP language is that it's a great class in terms of writing and reading comprehension and that kind of thing, but it does not focus on American Lit, which is the statewide focus for junior year. So that's always been a bit of a problem. That it does not focus on that. So again, it's come up, but it's not really been something that our students or staff have really shown a great interest in doing. This person just said, if students crossed more with the light, especially bikes, traffic around Homestead is not for the faint of heart. Yeah, I have some traffic reminders down there, and I agree with that. That one is a little scary. So thanks for that wishful thinking there too, but hopefully that comes through. These next two we had a lot of praise for the custodians and the facilities last week. There seems to be a little bit of the other side of that here. So there's a couple here. So more attention to keeping facilities, especially bathrooms, clean and safe. I'd like to see urinal partitions in the bathrooms so everyone can have privacy. Also, the lock in the bathroom stall and the I building was missing for weeks. I personally don't feel comfortable using a toilet if anyone can enter the stall at any time. Totally get that. This person had a list of things like, hey, I've had issues in the girls' bathroom cafeteria, the bottom C building, girls, the top bathroom, reached out a number of times and the number wasn't not getting a response back. So went and double checked on all these. And so I have actually got all this information out to Elder Fagundes, our new facilities manager, and he has already gone through and started to adjust some of these. So sorry for the delay in that. One of the things, there was a bit of a technical glitch in terms of the number that was coming through the deans to Elder, or Mr. Fagundes. So we actually have fixed that issue now. So thanks for helping us point that out. But we do have a help ticket system, and so that is where we get generate all of our work stuff. What we do ask is that students, when they see an issue, they come and report it immediately to a teacher, and that teacher can put in a help ticket, or they could text that phone number. Now that we've got that phone number fixed, it should be quicker. A quick thing about partitions: we used to have partitions in a lot of areas, but they've gotten either knocked or pulled loose. And sometimes it's an accident; someone kind of cuts the corner or leans on it, and it pulls out of the wall. So it really was not a good thing. It kept causing a lot of damage, and sometimes kids would get mad and they'd kick it and it would come out. So it's not a useful thing. So we have definitely taken those out so that we're not creating more damage. Again, one of the things is we don't have custodians going through restrooms constantly and checking every bit of everything. They will clean at the end of the day and get things ready the next morning after maybe a big event. But again, we're trying to keep those areas private, keep adults out of the student bathrooms. I think you can understand why we'd want to do that. Our campus is going full blast 6 days a week from basically 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. So we are running around taking care of things. But again, if you just let us know, we will take care of it. Sorry those things took so long, but they seem to be getting taken care of as we speak. So thanks for letting us know, and thanks for telling us about the phone number thing. So now we've got that working. This person was asking about increasing funding to the swim team so we can buy an updated timing system with touch pads. When we do actually set aside monies for different, athletic and or facility related things, basketball hoops and, track, what do you call it, hurdles and that kind of stuff. But those can be costly. So we do try to spread out those purchases. But again, those kind of requests should go to the athletic director. The athletic director then comes to us. And to be honest, the funding wouldn't go to the swim team. It would come out of my budget, or maybe the facilities budget, or even the athletics budget, and would go right through that as a purchase for facilities or athletics. So I hear it though. So I will talk to the athletic director and see where we are with that, and see if that's something that we can get taken care of here soon. So now coming to the straight questions and concerns. Someone was wondering about when does course selection start for next year, and you are about a month too early, but we usually start talking about it second semester, right in January. We start school counselors start going out in January, February, doing presentations, both to students and to parents. So please pay attention to the announcements that come out there for those parent nights and stuff. But we do go through classrooms, do go through talkings. There is also a course information fair that we do during the day for students. So there's a lot of things that start happening. So students start selecting courses around February. And then after we get those numbers and we kind of start to look through them, that allows us to start thinking, okay, we're going to need more sections here. We're going to need, maybe more teachers or less teachers or whichever they might be. We've going through some declining enrollment, so there could be that issue as well. But in April, we will send back out to you a course verification letter asking for you to confirm your choices. Again, it's just the choices. It's not a teacher or a period at that point. It's just, are these the 6 courses or 7 courses that you asked for? Yes or no? And that's when you can make some changes. And then we really start building the schedule after that. And so again, we do it a little bit early so we can start looking at hiring and staffing, because that's always important to do before the end of the year, because it's once you get into the summer, it's really hard to hire teachers and to get things going. But again, the course schedule continues to get worked on until we basically start the school year, because there's always little things that pop up, little issues that happen. Maybe a teacher leaves, maybe we get some new students and it changes some of the flow of the classes. So again, it really starts in January, goes all the way through to the summer. This person said, can we have breaks long enough so students don't have to go to the bathroom during class time? And so right now, just so everyone knows, our passing periods are 5 minutes long. The one after brunch is 10 minutes. So, brunch is 15 minutes long, a 10-minute passing period. It was added there to kind of help with the idea of people needing to go to the restroom, that kind of thing. But the simple math is, if we increase the number of minutes in between the passing periods, then we need to add time to the day, and we're going to get out even later since we're starting late. And so again, just to give you some examples here, if we said, okay, let's make them 10-minute passing periods rather than 5-minute passing periods, well, then on Monday, that means we're going to have 35 more minutes of being in the day, and we don't get dismissed till 4:25. On the other days, 15 more minutes where it's 4:05 or 3:20. That doesn't sound so bad on the Wednesdays, Fridays, but the other days tend to be pretty late, and that's an issue. Again, it doesn't have to be 5 minutes. It could be 7 minutes. But again, that the idea was we probably don't want to spend more time in at school just because we're passing between classes. And just so folks know, because again, well, there are bathrooms all over the place. We have currently 10 girl restrooms and 9 boys. We also have 2 gender neutral ones. And when B building comes back online, that's going to jump up to 12 girls bathrooms and 11 boys. So we definitely have plenty of places for folks to go to the restroom during those passing periods. That doesn't even include the locker room, restrooms, that kind of stuff. So there are plenty of restrooms. Yes, there may be a rush on them at certain times. But again, we wouldn't add time to the schedule because it would just keep pushing that day out. And again, I think you can understand a 4:25 dismissal would be pretty tough to deal with. Why is Schoology Plus blocked on school Chromebooks and school accounts? This is an app that kids can get and use in conjunction with Schoology, but it actually has lots of problems involved with it. One of those issues, and then our IT team at the district disabled it. So they did do that. It isn't an accident. There was a couple reasons. One, it was interfering with the lockdown browser, which I know some people think is this horrible thing, but really it's to help make sure the tests are secure so that kids can't cheat, or makes it harder to cheat during tests when they're doing them online in the classroom. We also, though, saw that there was some weirdness with the alignment or the syncing up of grades or other information. Sometimes it would show you a grade that wasn't actually your grade. So I'm not quite sure how or what was getting mixed up in the translation between Schoology and the app of Schoology Plus. So it was creating enough confusion and enough concern for us that we said, yeah, let's disable it so we're not using it. So again, please just use the actual Schoology that we've provided, and that will help you get all the information you need and get what you need to see. Are there any plans to repaint a mural on the large gym side of the pool? The wall looks so bland after the mural was covered up. So yeah, there was a big giant aquatics mural that was there, but that thing is at least 25 or more years old. It was definitely starting to peel and fade, and it looked a bit dated, to be quite honest, because it was almost 30 years old. There was a discussion at one point with our previous superintendent about starting to get rid of campus murals instead of some of the design look that they were looking for. But there has been some interest from folks on our campus. It's also our current superintendent saying, yeah, we're okay with murals. Let's just start looking into them. So actually, I do have one of our construction consultants who is looking into some possibilities. Our athletic director and our Claire D, our athletic director is Mallory Lance, and our art department lead is Claire D. So they're kind of looking into some things, and so we might have some news on that coming up, but not right this minute. But we might be looking at a potential for something there. Issues with pickup in the horseshoe, and why is staff lot off limits? So this actually had a big long one, so I condensed it down to this. So that the issue that they had with the horseshoe is that people come in there, they wait for their kid. If you're at the front of the line, you're waiting for your kid, and the person behind you got their kid, they can't leave because everyone's blocking it. So we understand this is a problematic area, and it's really a difficult one for us to deal with, because we're not really, like in the morning when we're out there able to do traffic and we can move people along. We don't have that time in the afternoon. That's when we're doing like scheduled meetings such as IEPs or 504s. It's oftentimes where we have off-campus meetings where we go to the district office or other things like that. So it really is hard for us to get out there on a regular basis. And again, parents are coming early and waiting. And so I would just encourage folks to not do that. But I know that doesn't always work for particular situations. In terms of trying to find a solution for that, we talked about, well, should we close the outside lane and just the inside lane is available for pickup? We said that's a problem, because then cars are just going to get lined up onto Homestead, and that might even create more of an issue or a safety problem. We could close both of them, but then that would really, that's our main pickup and drop off area. So that would make the student lot really messy. So we kind of understand that the situation is not great. But we don't really have a better solution for you. Now, people say, well, what about the staff lot? Why can't we use the staff lot? Well, it is closed. It's been closed for several years now because of construction. There are often trucks and equipment and stuff that's going on in there that would just not be good if we had staff coming in and parents coming in. It was already a mess before that when we didn't have construction. So again, not really wanting to have our parents and students in that sort of less safe of an area, and making it a little bit easier for our construction folks to be able to do the work they need to do. So again, that's why it's closed right now. So yeah, Horseshoe's kind of a pain. This person also did mention in their thing about that they do try to pick up their kid at different locations, but they can't always do that. Again, that's sort of, I would encourage folks, or just come a little bit later, right? If you come, it say school's out at 3:05. If you come at 3:15, that traffic's pretty much gone. So maybe your kid walks a little bit ways to meet you, or maybe he or she waits on campus, does a little homework while they're waiting for you. That's not a bad thing either. And that sends us to our traffic reminders. I'm gonna keep pounding this one. Helmets, helmets, helmets. I counted yesterday 13 kids who came riding down the access road without helmets, and 2 of those were on electric bikes. 2 of those, not the same 2, but 2 of them also had the helmets hanging off their handlebars. So again, please wear helmets. We want you to keep your brains where they are, and we want you to grow your brain. So please, please, please encourage your kids to ride helmets. And hey, holidays are coming up. Maybe it makes a great stocking stuffer. So also just a reminder to students, we're seeing a lot more kids riding bikes and scooters across campus. Please don't do that. That is unsafe, and it's a liability issue. When you do come into the Horseshoe, when you are dropping off your kids, we're seeing again, people are stopping right in that driveway, or right before the driveway, and letting their kid out so that they don't have to fight the traffic. That actually blocks traffic down the street. It's illegal. It's unsafe. Please don't do that. Please come in, go all the way down, drop your kid off. That makes it safer and easier for everybody. And again, it prevents an overflow onto Homestead, which really does create some issues. Also, please keep your eyes out for bikes. That's why those lines are painted green. And I think the stanchions are helping folks, but just a reminder that. And also just want to remind folks, the access road is not a drop-off spot. We're starting to see people come in there and they're blocking traffic, or they're making 3-point turns there while staff are trying to come in and park, or our garbage trucks are coming in. So again, parents, if you're coming to drop your kid off, please do it in the Horseshoe or in the student lot, or somewhere down the road somewhere, but just not on Homestead Road. And that brings us down to the end of our show, which is important dates. So again, there's not a whole lot of new stuff in here. But again, we have a Thanksgiving break coming up, and I'll show you that again here in a second. We've got an advisory coming up on our Zero Waste our student committee that's doing that. So that's going to be kind of a neat one. This is a new one. My school site council is organizing an event called Winter Study Land, and it's going to be Monday, December 12th, and it's going to be kind of a fun and social night to also kind of encourage some studying and maybe promote some studying habits and mental health habits. And so there'll be more information coming out about that. We're already sending information out to students, but hopefully your kids get a chance to come do that. Sounds like it's gonna be fun. Got our Black Light Rally coming up, and we've got finals coming up there. And as you can see, then we roll into the other end of the year and end of the semester and beginning of the next semester coming up here pretty soon. Our special schedule, I showed you this last week, but it's probably worth noting again, Monday and Tuesday are normal like days, although we don't have the skinny day on Monday, but it's periods 1, 2, 3, 7. Then we have periods 4, 5, 6 on that Tuesday. Wednesday is the really special day where it is all classes do meet. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you notice the classes are only 30 minutes long. Then we have brunch. Then we go periods 4 or 5, 6, 7. Then we have lunch. And again, lunch will be available during 7th period for those who maybe, because a lot of our kids don't have 7th period, so they can get their lunch there if they want to, or can come right after school and get their lunch. But again, it's pretty much a half day, so people can get on their way to start celebrating Thanksgiving. We know it's a bit of a rush to get there since we have school up till Wednesday, but that is our special schedule. So again, we're getting close there. So get your house ready, get your shopping done, and hope you have a restful weekend, and we will see you for the short week next week. Take care.